Well, Nick needs a stump for his metal shaping, and it looks like we found a good candidate. It's in an open field, it's leaning in the right way, we have a very slight breeze, so it should be a simple drop. If everything goes well.
How many feet do you think? 50? 60?
Oh, it's got to be. It'll reach the brush if you're to drop it that way, but it's already leaning this way.
Yeah, let's make it go that direction.
The breeze is coming from over there.
Yeah.
But it's not much of a breeze.
No, there's no leaves on it, it's dead.
Yeah.
Just come in from this side here. I'll get rid of this stick here.
Yeah, remove that and the other one.
Yeah.
And maybe cut it at a comfortable height. Right now he's undermining the cut so that it'll fall in the direction that he wants. He's going to cut a wedge out. Chainsaw's a little bit on the short side for that size of tree, but I think he's doing quite well. I guess he's still working on the wedge. Like I said, it's a short blade, so he has to actually take several cuts at it. He's just about there. Looks like he's got the wedge out. Oh, he's going to clean it up a bit. He's starting to cut the back of it now. This is the part that's holding the tree up. And here she goes. Wow. Nick had to cut out a wedge to undermine so that when he cut the back, the tree has room to fall. He had to take 2 cuts at it because of the length of the blade. As you can see, there's a hinging point, a clean line, and the tree had no choice but to go in that direction. It couldn't go one way or the other. So when he cut this, it hinged and fell over. Now, Nick is going to take and cut it into handable lengths. Probably he'll get more than one stump for his metal shaping. There's a lot of choices in this. No live trees were harmed in this video.
Well guys, what do you think of that field trip? Fun, eh? It's always exciting to drop a tree, and especially when it goes right. What I have here in front of me is a new stump to replace my old one. The old one I had cracked down the center. I didn't have it banded, and just with age and working away at it, it split and it fell apart. Opportunity came up where that tree needed to come down, and it gave me a new stump. So what I have here is some 3/16 flat bar that I'm going to wrap around this stump. I'm going to bend up some legs on the end of this and drill some holes so that we can put a bolt through and tighten it up. So hopefully this stump lasts longer than the last one did. I've also got a few more pieces off in storage, so if this one goes, I have more. Earlier I took a chainsaw and basically created a divot in the top here. I'm going to take a grinder, smooth everything out, give myself a nice working surface. The outside I don't really care. The only thing I'm going to do is add a set of casters on this, or a set of wheels, so that when we tip it back, we can move it around. The wheels will become engaged with the floor when I tip it back. Otherwise, when it's in its working position, the wheels will be up off the floor and give me a nice solid working surface. So let's get started, get some of this flat bar bent up, wrapped around, and then I'll bring you guys in and I'll show you where we stand. All right guys, well there's a stump and it's banded. Just finish that off. Wrap that 3/16 flat bar all the way around and bolted it on the off side. I've also attached a set of wheels to the bottom. These came from an old floor jack that became defective, so to save the wheels, didn't know what they'd use them for, but they came in handy for this purpose here. And as you can see, when you're using the stump, the whole weight of the stump is resting on the floor. When you need to move it, you tip it back, the wheels make contact, and away you go. Right now I'm going to work on is smoothing out the top surface, as well as this divot through here. Just smooth that out, because I took the end of the chainsaw and basically carved that out, and it's pretty coarse. So now I'm going to take an angle grinder and just clean that up a bit and finish it off. Aside from being a little smoky in here and a bit dusty, I'm really happy as to how this stump came out. The top surface is all nicely dressed. This dish is finished. It's about a 4-inch diameter dish, 1.25 inch deep, which is what I like to use when I create the tucks in my sheet metal. I might create a secondary dish on the other side here, but we'll see. I can always do that later on. This outside edge, I radius that off for 2 reasons. First, when you go to move it and when you go to grab it, the edge isn't sharp. And the second is if I had left that sharp, eventually the wood would be constantly chipping off, and I didn't want that. So that's nicely finished off. Now, you may have noticed this stump rocking around when I was working on it, when I was working on this top surface. And it's annoying, but I did that for a reason. I wanted the dirt on the floor to leave the mark on the high points on the underside of the stump, so that when I roll it over, I just shave those high points down, and we have a stump that's really solid. It's not going anywhere. Now we can start on our fenders.